Are you ready to find out in 3 ways if a home-based alterations and sewing business can work for you? Here's the short list. Technical skill. You will be ready when you do this one thing. Isn't that encouraging to know? Take your existing skill set, add in creative sewing, and get going. Interpersonal skill. Can you balance solitary days with crowd-filled days? Take your existing skill set, add in creative socializing, and get going. Business skill. Get good at it as you go. Take your existing skill set, add in creative resourcing, and get going. Okay, skills assessment, starting with technical skill. It's all right if you are uncertain of your skill worthiness as you begin to read this section. By the time you finish reading, you'll be certain of what to do and how to do it. What to do? Begin by admitting to yourself if you're rusty, because it may have been a while since you sewed. Also, be certain that you still like sewing in general and that, in fact, you're excited to begin afresh. If you're a crackerjack sewist and have been keeping up with the skill, then expect to really enjoy this skills assessment section. Look at any of my Alterations by Phyllis YouTube channels, videos. Expect to find 45 or so at any time, all free in the playlist entitled Start an Alterations Business. If you can complete any 3 of the tasks featured in this playlist, you are most likely ready. Isn't that encouraging to know? To do that, pants hems are probably going to be your biggest volume. Start with all things hems. Next are pants waists. After that come men's suit coats and formal wear. Uh-oh, did your heart skip a beat about those last 2 categories? Not sure about your skill on those? Then take the time to learn them. That will mean finding clothing to practice on. Be creative and find these items in attics, storage, at Goodwill for cheap. Set a timetable and completion goal for becoming razor sharp at sewing. If you are rusty, give yourself a good month of diligent practice. That means 2 to 3 times a week, take on something inspired by my videos. While you're doing that, make sure you keep a diary of how long it currently takes you to do these tasks, so that when you get to the section on how much money can I make, you can easily figure it out. Does that seem discouraging to have to wait to get started while you sharpen up? I've got good news. While you're practicing, you could still get started and specialize in tasks that you are polished at doing. Not sure what those are? Again, make it all about hems, especially jeans hems. If you can do a regular jeans hem plus the European / original / tricky jeans hem and have the machine for it, then you are in business. Don't forget to consult my free video, Blind Hemming on Your Home Sewing Machine. If you're stuck on where to start practicing, make it pants hems and pants waists. Then you're ready to start getting the word out that you specialize in those jobs. Let's talk about other sewing specialties that you either already do or would desire to do. Do you already have an embroidery machine? What if you were able to offer embroidery and monogramming? Do you get involved in craft fairs, especially at holiday time? If so, you could spend summer downtime, if alterations are slow, getting ready to sell your handcrafts and entering multiple fairs. Do you have a talent for writing patterns, or would you desire to? People go crazy over do-it-yourself items, and you might want to consider opening an Etsy shop or other type of crafter's online venue selling patterns and kits. Do you especially love to sew children's clothing? You're already aware there is quite a market for children's clothing and accessories. So here's the nutshell, what how. Assess all types of sewing you love to do that will pair with alterations. The need for alterations will get customers in your door long before these other types of sewing mentioned above, but once people see your range of talent, you will convert your alterations customers into buyers of your handcrafts as well. Take your existing skill set, add in creative sewing, and get going. Okay, interpersonal skill. Countless people are going to come into your home once you decide to do this and take action to get it all going. Are you certain that you possess the self-confidence to deal with all personality types? Because you will need to be business steel and compassion real at the same time, all the time. What to do? Get real with yourself and think about what types of personalities push your buttons, and then imagine how you will bring awareness to these situations and handle everyone smooth as silk. How to do that? Be the silk. Be smooth. And be steel smooth too, because this is business. You are not just some nice lady or fella filling idle hours sewing for something to do. I mention this because sometimes people forget when they are in your home atmosphere that this is a business. Have you thought about what it would be like to work no 2 days the same? Sounds idyllic, but sometimes is not. Sometimes you wish it was predictable, like a regular job. Other days you are so grateful you are definitely not working someone else's dream away from home. Some days you don't see a soul and run machines all day. Those days are good for a lot of introspection and the zen of sewing. But an all-day or stretch of days like that in quiet winter might be too lonesome for some. You have to know who you are and what your disposition will tolerate. Have you thought about what it would be like to have people in and out all day and not get a chance to sew? Would you be able to balance all manner of personalities and their needs? Those days are great for enjoying the magnificence of connecting with others, your main purpose for doing this really, and thriving on knowing you have made someone else's day lovelier than it might have been otherwise. So here's the nutshell, what, how. If you can balance these two worlds of solitary and crowds, business steel and compassion real, and thrive, then you are ready, especially if you have determined that you are ultimately in charge of all situations. Take your existing skill set, add in creative socialization, and get going. Now about business skill. You're probably not an accountant, right? Nor an attorney? No, of course you're not. You're a technical artist. Nobody needs you to be a business major. Nobody needs you to know everything before opening your doors. What to do? If you're worried that you don't have the business acumen to run your own small business from home, the solution is to get business savvy along the way. How to do that? Don't wait to take one more class or read one more book. Read and do them on your way to business success. The resources you need are a friend, a family member, or a Google search away, all to be taken one step at a time. As you build the foundation of your business, it may be so tempting to get everything perfectly into place before ever receiving a customer. I recommend resisting that temptation. Of course, you will want to follow the business setup section that outlines everything in exact order, yet the best momentum is gained while actually already doing business with customers and learning as you go. So here's the nutshell, what how. You are so needed by the public that I encourage you to open your doors and begin receiving these people, these countless people who will end up being some of your best teachers in this life. You will get just as much benefit from interaction with them as they get from your sewing service. Mark my words, sewing for people in your home is the best job in the world. Take your existing skill set, add in creative resourcing, and get going.